All right, we'll start this then. This will be the first great martial arts training hall, and again, I'm excited about this. I had no idea what I was going to expect. I wanted to get a little bit more interaction with people and do content. Kind of come and talk, and instead of just like I'm on the forums, and the forums are a fucking joke. I can't stand them. And I'm like, all right, I want to create something because over the years, people have always been like, hey, I want to get more interaction with you and this and that. So I said, all right, I'll start doing this. And I truly anticipate that the more people see, like more martial arts people coming together, I think it's going to be a better place for people like, oh, I want to get involved with that. So my incentive really is to be part of a community that everybody promised we could have, but then nobody did. So I want to hear about you guys and guys what you do and what you're passionate about and all that. Michael, again, I appreciate this is really awesome. I talk fast and I know you have to read, so I apologize, but I really appreciate you being on here. Michael, tell what are you passionate about with martial arts and what martial arts do you do or teach or learn and all that? I want to hear what you do.
Oh, I learned martial arts to be a warrior.
Say
I
again?
learned, I learned martial arts so I can be a good fighter. The more I practice, the less I wanted to fight. I wanted to help people. And I realized there was more than fighting. I started off with karate, then Chinese martial arts, then MMA, self-defense. I have an IT background. I am good with computers. If you ever need help with computer stuff, I can volunteer. I am just a fan of your YouTube. I enjoy your content, so I watch it. But it seems a lot of people are triggered, but I'm not. I just enjoy your knowledge.
Thank you. That means a lot to me on that. You're hearing impaired. How does that affect, if at all, how does it affect your martial arts training or any skill development? Is there missing information that you get, like when a teacher tries to explain something? Is there, I don't know, a balance? Is there an equilibrium loss of
Um,
balance?
okay, there are two deaf cultures, deaf people who sign and the deaf who do not sign. But now we have hearing implants. That's why most deaf people don't need to sign anymore. I did not get the hearing implant. I wanted the old-fashioned way. I trusted in myself, so I tried to get my deaf friends to join the martial arts class, but they did not know how to liberate. It became a problem. Most deaf people now, they just don't know how to adapt with the breathing in martial arts. I just adapt. I mean, I've been liberating my whole life. My mother did not want me to sign. She put me into school for my stream without deaf students. That's how it just happened. Doesn't make sense. Sorry, are you able to understand me?
No, we can. Yeah, no, I can understand you. It's this is I like this. I appreciate you so much. One last question I'll ask is, um, give us a background as far as where you're taking your martial arts. Then I know I heard you said you started with karate. I appreciate like that you look at my content for Wing Chun and there's an appeal to what you see. Where are you headed now in your martial arts training?
Um, I don't. I've been training about 15 years of martial arts, mostly Chinese, like Shaolin. I just don't spar anymore. So I just do body conditioning, do it for health. I stopped doing martial arts after COVID and now lockdowns. That type of thing, I just work out on my own. That's the only thing with martial arts. I just don't go out anymore after COVID. I just stopped doing it. I just focus on health. That's the only thing. Like body conditioning. I have like stick, real build legs and also arms.
We're
Shaolin, Shaolin did not teach me how to be a good fighter. It taught me how to be a better punching bag, how to take punches. I find it interesting. Okay.
That's fascinating. How old are you?
Uh, I don't like to give out my age. Is that okay?
That's fine.
I still look young.
That's fine. I like what you said that Shaolin didn't teach you how to be a good fighter. It taught you how to be a punching bag. I'd like to hear more about that. I have no experience in Shaolin. Bloody Hippos. Hope you're doing well. We're just getting we're enjoying the first live meeting we're doing. William, I want to hear the same thing. What's your background? What do you do? Give us the 360-degree view of who you are, and I appreciate you being on.
Yeah, no problem. I thought this would be something kind of fun to do. I'm retired, career law enforcement, military. I own a Kyokushin and judo school in Tucson.
Oh my God, you do judo? Thank God. I'm so tired of Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and people do not realize, I think that in my opinion, I think one of the most feared martial arts, I never really started talking about it lately, is judo. I don't think there's a better anti-grappling stand-up art than judo on the planet. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, own a school down here in Tucson. I'm 50, and I've been training since I was 10 when I started, and throughout that, I haven't really messed with any of the Chinese styles, but primarily Kyokushin and about 3.5 years of judo. I'm not the lead instructor. And then I actually have about 3 years in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too. And I dabbled in Kempo a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a place open across from a warehouse I was working 30 years ago. And they had classes during the lunch hour. So I'd go there and train.
Was that KENPO or KEMPO?
Oh, I think with the M.
So is it like Ed Parker's Kempo?
It was an offshoot. It was
Okay.
Tracy.
I wanted to, when I got out of wrestling and I was looking for something else to do, it was the Jeff Speakman Perfect Weapon movie. I was like, oh my God, I didn't want to kick. I did what was it? Shotokan karate for about 18 months. I'm like, dude, I'm 5'7". I don't like to kick. It's not gonna make any sense. But there was and I was a suburb guy, so I'm not driving down to the city all the time. Hated it. Couldn't find a Kempo school, and I found Wing Chun by accident, and that was where my life went to. Judo wise, we're the same age, and we're both law enforcement. Why do you think that BJJ takes such a precedence in law enforcement versus judo? Now, I was a wrestler and I did Wing Chun. I did just fine in my law enforcement career. I have zero experience in BJJ, but I think for law enforcement purposes, I think it's a little soft. That's just my view. Judo, dude, that's hard. I just did a video the other day that the number one martial art that Wing Chun should fear is judo, not wrestling, not BJJ, because we close the bridge, and the second close would be Greco-Roman wrestling, but judo, you guys can touch the legs. You guys can't. Greco-Roman, they have to stick upper body only. You guys are probably, in my opinion, in the close quarter area, the most dangerous stand-up art there is for judo. How'd you get involved in that? And then how did that go in the law enforcement route for you?
So judo came way after being in law enforcement, but I was friends with an instructor. I did sword too, but he was my sword instructor, and his good friend was a 6 Dan. Most of his grading is out of the Kodokan, but he's an American. And he's an older gentleman now. He's now our lead instructor. He's the one I gave him the space, gave him the run to do his own thing with it. But through that connection is how I just started doing it. And then when we introduced the program at the school, of course, as the head guy, you got to support it. And it also gave me the only opportunity I had to go stand in the back of the line. Be the guy no one gave anything about. I was just there to learn. No one was asking me questions. No one expected me anything to do but train and sweat. So that's how that worked. As far as law enforcement goes, yeah, I totally agree. Like I said, I did about 3.5 years of BJJ. I have a number of friends who own schools. Nothing wrong with it. I enjoyed it. It's fun. But the whole idea of rolling around on the ground with someone it's not good. And then 2, the base flaw is the guard. Your groin is completely exposed. Even if you can get someone into it, they can put their knee through your groin anytime they want. Now you got a gun on top of it. Now you don't have a gun. Now there's good stuff in there. There's good stuff in there, but like everything else, it goes down the route of tournaments. It goes down the route of competitions, and then the rules shape the training, and the training gets away from what it was trying to do to begin with. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's like Michael said. It's like the more you train in something, and we just know this by coming from a different generation. It's that the more you train, the less you want to use something, the more confident you feel in it. I think, if anything, BJJ, sadly, I think with this younger generation of police officers, and I do a lot of law enforcement content, I think that we have a lot of cops who go in there into the profession now to prove something. And, I became a cop at 26. I'm like, I got all the proof out of my system. I didn't need it.
The same.
And it's like these guys coming in now. It's like, dude, man, your mouth needs to be your greatest weapon. So that's an awesome journey. I want to hear more about that as time goes on. Bloody Hippos. Dude, tell us about you and your martial arts and your journey and what brought you here.
Hey Izzo, thanks for giving me this time to talk. I coincidentally I joined Wing Chun because of the Ip Man movies. Unfortunately, yeah.
No, it's not unfortunate. We sat there when that came out. What was it, like 2009 or something? And myself, Syed, and Ryan, we're watching this. We're going, dude, this is going to be the greatest thing for Wing Chun ever. And we thought the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. when he did the first Sherlock Holmes film. We're like, he's using Wing Chun. And we thought,
you guys thought it was going to be,
oh, we thought our schools are going to blow up and everything. Then we're watching the movie going, oh, this is just shit. Yeah, go ahead.
And then years later, I finally found an instructor. I don't go that often because he doesn't live in the same city as me. He teaches me for free because he's a family member. So that's some good benefits.
What lineage was he from?
Moyat.
Okay, yeah, I have no experience with that one. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I was like, oh, I want to do Wing Chun, blah, blah, blah. And then he says, I knew Moyat. And I'm like, what?
Oh, he actually knew him?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm just like, that's a coincidence. And I'm like, yeah, I did 3 or 4 classes under him so far. It's going well. And I found you due to I forget which video, but it was like 2 years ago, I think. And you've been great ever since. Thanks, man.
No, I appreciate that. I always like asking people, and William and Michael, I don't know if you guys have any real like Wing Chun background at all. How full of shit am I? Or what do I say resonates with you, doesn't resonate with you? I'm always open. People think that just because, I of how I talk, that I'm closed-minded. I'm not. I'm always wanting to hear what other people have to say about evaluating my Wing Chun.
I don't think you're full of shit. I think you know what you're talking about.
Michael, go ahead, please.
Okay. I think you are one of the best teachers when it comes to Wing Chun. I have seen a lot of Chinese martial arts. They are just not very open or transparent when it comes to showing knowledge. That's the big problem. That's why I came to you when you first talking about Bruce Lee, because before you started talking about Bruce Lee, I have investigated a lot about him, all of the bad things and the good things about him. Because there was a lack of transparency in martial arts everywhere.
It's called Guarding the Rice Bowl. And I never really understood it. Like I talk about my second teacher, and I haven't spoken a word to him since 2007, I think. No. Yeah, I don't know, 2007, 8, something like that. And I never understood why he had the caliber of Wing Chun that he did, but there was not one student that he had that knew the entire system. He had guys that were training with him for 20 years and didn't even know the third form. And I mean, I racked it up into, man, this art has got to be really hard to learn then if that's the case. And the more that I started to see it, it was like, oh, I get it. That's his profession. And if I keep charging you tuition, $50 for a private lesson, you come 2-3 times a week, plus class tuition, you come 2 times a week, it's like, man, that's 20 grand I'm going to get out of you over a couple of years. So, yeah, it's called Guarding the Rice Bowl. And the theory I always had, like my best student, because I really don't train that much anymore, was always Matt. He's in the videos I had. And the goal was, in the beginning, I think that I kind of held back a little bit. But like months and months into it, because Matt I knew that if I didn't train Matt to the best of my ability, then I'm not going to have somebody that could help me teach class, because class was starting to grow. So that was my first intent. The second intent was when I was training with Matt, and I'm like, oh, he's getting good. Now I saw the value in, I need to improve. And I just created a new training partner, because if I'm better than everybody, and I teach this guy how to beat me, I'm going to improve every time. And we have it on video somewhere, and I'm sure it's got it buried, but Jin Young came out for a seminar, and Matt and him were chi-sawing, and Matt knocked him on his ass a couple feet backwards. And I was like, I was so proud. I was like, oh my God, this is great. So I never wanted that, but I was a bad businessman when it came to teaching. That's why I closed my gym down. That's why I stopped teaching, is because I wasn't you're going to pay me tuition. I wanted to create good people. And the problem with that model, the Dominick Izzo model, was I had students drop and leave who really didn't learn that much because they didn't take it seriously, because there was no monetary value behind it. So I had to learn the hard way after many years of teaching. I will teach you everything that I know that you can handle, but I will also charge you top dollar, because otherwise you have no value for it. So, yeah.
That's fair. I agree with that. That's fair.
Yeah, William, I didn't ask, did you, go ahead, Bob. Can we call you something other than Bloody Hippos, or do you prefer BH?
You can say BH, I don't care. So another thing about my instructor is he still trains with Moyat's son every year, so there's some stuff with that. And you know,
the other thing too is we don't know if we ever got the real, like, how many times do we put up videos and whatnot, you get people go, you just have to, and this is for all martial arts.
Yeah,
you got the real wrestling, the real judo, the real capoeira. It's like, don't shut up.
Yeah,
William, do you have any martial? Do you have any Wing Chun background at all, or did I just completely not hear you if you said you did?
Yeah, none whatsoever. I didn't know anything about it till I honestly started watching you about 10 years ago, and kind of impressed me with your presentation and your show me I'm wrong attitude, which is completely different than just about anywhere you go in any style. And yeah, I liked it. So
I thought for years that good Wing Chun meant you can't be touched. I thought that's what that meant, because I went from wrestling and short man disease, bar brawling, into formal martial arts training. And when we got to the chi sao stage or feeding punches stage, I couldn't touch, my senior brothers or the Sifu. And I'm like, this clearly is the upper echelon of level. And I didn't, again, it took 20 something years to really see the whole picture. But I also noticed that in Wing Chun, you start from a place of contact. So it's a really safe agreement, right? You've got two hands on one or the wrist to wrist, and it's very easy not to hit your teacher if your teacher's always backing up. And I started to notice that. And then, but that was never my style. And when Danny Horgan came out and we did that famous first Wing Chun Blast video, and everyone's like, dude, you're getting hit. I'm like, because I'm going in, and you're going to take punches when you get hit. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey on that one too. Michael, yeah, what do you got?
One of my goals with martial arts is to find out the true history of martial arts, where they actually came from, because I do not believe in the narrative that all martial arts came from China. I think there is more to where martial arts came from and how is it taught. Like, for example, I think the Westerners from Europe actually taught the Chinese Wing Chun and other martial arts. It's more like a conspiracy theory. And I'm still researching on that, and I have data points. What do you think?
I always wondered about that. It's like the progression of any skill. Who sat there one day around a campfire and took iron ore and decided to heat it up and go, oh, look, I can make this into metal? It's like, unless you go down the Book of Enoch route and found out that the angels gave us that technology, right? So it's really technology and it's advanced systems. So cavemen, if the cradle of civilization is the Middle East, and there's like a wrestling in India, and those guys are some badass wrestlers. So if we have the Middle East and whatever theory you want to go, cavemen, or Adam and Eve or whatever. So one guy picked up a jawbone and said, no, that's my fucking pile of meat over there. And they saw that as a weapon. And then over time, somebody's like, ooh, I got a better understanding of my body to use this and this. And I don't think China came up with martial arts. I think China came up with I think what China, Japan, Korea, North Korea, South Korea, Vietnam, I think what they are better at than the rest of the world is a reverent discipline, especially than us Westerns. How many times do we go to classes or we teach a class and you're whatever it is, I don't care what martial art, and you teach somebody the foundational movement of something and say, you got to do this 10,000 times before you get to the next technique. It's like, I'm leaving. That's why MMA is such a supremely popular business model, because people are going in and they're moving and they're hitting and they're rolling around. They're being more active, which satisfies our ADD driven needs for shit. So no, I don't think that the East started martial arts. I think the birthplace of civilization, the Middle East did. You can't tell me Pharaoh didn't have bodyguards that knew shit. I mean, come on.
Thank you.
Thoughts?
No, I agree. I don't think it's
I do have
Yeah, I
place.
agree
It
with you.
just formed
Yeah.
as it went along.
Thank you.
It became
I will do
stylized.
that.
No, go ahead, William.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so-
William, go ahead.
No, I agree. I don't think it started in any one place. Whatever group, whatever nation, whatever people, whatever tribe, whatever, developed techniques over time that they found that worked. And as people traveled and intermixed, stuff grew together, fell apart, what have you. I think it's only recent times where stuff became a named style. And it's from this guy in this location. And then it turned into you have to worship the guy who's ahead of you. And nothing he said can ever be disproven. I get in trouble for this all the time. Nothing they said can ever be disproven until you disprove it. Or I graded someone recently, had him show me a technique. And I said, what is that? Why did it change? Who changed it and when did it change? Couldn't answer me other than the boss changed it and it has to stay the same. And I was like, well, then why does every other style do it this way? Treat it this way for the same function. So what is the functionality of the change? Couldn't tell me. So
Yeah, I always had I had a rule with my students, and it was everything I always say is always correct. Don't you ever question me. But then it was with the same breath to finish that sentence, semicolon, it was everything I say is never correct. It's your job to constantly question me. Just do it respectfully. Because if I teach, here's the way I look at it. If I teach somebody a center line punch with an elbow down and they go, well, that's not correct or whatnot, it's my job to show them, to teach them that what I said is 100% correct. And if I can't, then I'm full of shit. But if they're going to say, hey, it's not correct and test me on something, it's an opportunity to really kind of put the screws to them to go, do you see why I'm the teacher and you're not now? So that's and I think it's a great opportunity. BH, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say that I agree with you, and I agree with William too, and that we really never know where everything came from, despite what people say. Like, there's no one place, like people disagree, agree, we never really know like where each aspect of the art may come from.
Michael, did you start any research into this? Like,
can you repeat? Please repeat.
Did you start any formal research into discovering the birthplace of it, or what? That's a big, daunting task.
I have. Look, sorry.
No,
I
fine.
have a lot. Sorry. I have a lot of data set on history, where martial arts are coming from. I just don't want to give out too much to make the chat, go too deep. I can email you what I have. That would be best.
No, that's fantastic. As time goes on, I look forward to having you contribute more.
For example, the Great Wall of China. It was built by the Roman Empire because I have mathematical blocks by Roman math. The entire wall is Roman math, not Chinese math. So I don't want to go into rabbit holes right now. That's one example.
That's a big rabbit hole. That's fantastic. I wanted to egotistically assume that people who are joining me, for the sake of joining me, that they had some type of Wing Chun knowledge, and you guys do, which is fine. I wanted to kind of evaluate. I wanted to kind of critique a video together, if you guys wanted to. Let's go with that. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm good with that. Yeah.
See, I gotta try to do this one. Let me do this. Can you guys see the two guys in green?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me get this one up here.
This school.
All right, I'm gonna play this, and Michael, you can see this too, right? See if you can. I'm gonna play this. This is, and it's got music in the audio.
Yes, I can see it. Thank you.
This is. I started to talk about, this school the other day, and it's the Duncan Leung lineage of Wing Chun. It's not my cup of tea. I did my breakdown on it. I gave my views, if you will. And, I want to just kind of break it down a little bit. Man, I always do this stuff, so it's kind of nice to have other people critique for a second. Guys, the kind of floor is yours. What do you guys think about, you've seen my content and whatnot. What are your opinions of this type of Wing Chun, so to speak? And in this kind of first episode, I guess we'll keep it, limited to Wing Chun. But over time, I really want to break down, what do you call it? Other martial arts and whatnot. BH, you got Wing Chun training? Give us your thoughts.
I like some of what they're doing, but there's some like the whole aspect of gloving up and throwing strikes at each other. I don't necessarily agree with it. I like your method better of like just, technically, bare knuckle and going at it. Um, yeah, that's what I have to say.
People have said for years, they're like, you don't spar. And then I send the videos up of like where I get punched in the face by a guy who's 6'9", or, we're doing open hand stuff. And it's like, I personally never saw value in gloving up and headgear, especially for Wing Chun, outside of just getting like an athletic workout.
That's fair. Yeah, I agree.
Michael, this type of Wing Chun, this type of sparring, this type of training, what are your thoughts?
I think they are just sparring. If I was sparring, I would use my center of gravity to push them off. Or I could just keep blocking and walk away. I would not be the one attacking. I'm more of putting my center of gravity to protect myself better than the other guy. The fight is going to be long. I'm like a tank.
Well, did you see any of this? Because you said when we talked in the beginning that Shaolin taught you how to be a punching bag. Is there a similarity to this type of training?
Well, I've practiced nothing Shaolin. But what I would do, I would have my legs similar to a horse stance. I think it kind of looked like judo, similar to horse stance. I would try to make myself happy, and I would block with my hands, move backwards and forward. But the problem is I don't have the distance. I am not taught to punch by the distance. I'm better at protecting myself, blocking, moving backwards and forward. I just can't catch the distance. That's the only thing I was not taught. I think I need more practice with the distance, not blocking or kicking.
William, you're a judo guy, BJJ, even law enforcement. When you look at this style of Wing Chun, does this style threaten you more? Does it threaten you less? What are your thoughts?
No, not at all. The footwork's terrible. The video is real skippy, so I'm not getting a fluid view at it, but I can tell you this, if they're playing tag, they're doing fine. They don't understand target zones. They don't understand the low kicks. They're just reaching and touching each other. No combinations. The bodies aren't engaged, and the footwork is not anything that's going to be functional. A lot of strikes with the 1 foot in the air as they're punching. Yeah.
I asked somebody, talk about the body's not engaged. What do you mean by that?
There's no rotation of the hips. They're just reaching out with the arm. And even the extension of the legs, there's very little load and pullback. They're just flung out there. And then the targets they're reaching for are not targets that are going to do any damage to anyone. Kicking someone in their backside, it does nothing. Kicking them in their lower back with a round kick does nothing, right? And if you're in so close, that's where your leg is going to end up. You don't use that technique.
Where do you see weaknesses for you to take advantage of?
Open front leg. If you look at the knee position, every time both of them are doing the same thing. Their knees are slightly collapsed inward, which exposes the outside. So in a sporting context, the thigh and the calf. In a real world, the outside of the knee, right? Over and over and over again. And there's not even consciousness of this. Second, the big one, all the punches while they're standing on one leg or on their heels. Hit me all day with that. I'm old now. Hit my guys with that all day. They're not even going to worry about it. They're going to step in a little bit closer, and they're going to combo you and take an angle.
Yeah, smothering. Smothering is where I see these guys. You see all the time whenever somebody does traditional martial arts and they spar, they resort back to kickboxing. This is a perfect example of it. And in Wing Chun, that's what it's supposed to be for smaller guys like me, to get in, smother the shit out of them. So it's that. I want to go backwards. Michael, where do you see advantages for you with your training, your skill? What do you like on this, and what do you see is able to be taken advantage of?
I would tell you more because I seem to, well, they have a lot of openings. I can see the openings. I would use a lot of counters, like my elbows. Once I kick, I would kick the leg fast. And once I punch, I would just punch, create an angle. The point here, I'm not trying to attack. I'm trying to give myself an advantage where I'm relaxed. I have a stronger center. My center will be stronger once I move like this.
Will that make you less mobile if you're having a stronger stance, and if you have a stronger center? Are you going to be less mobile around them because they're bouncing
my
all over?
legs are grounded. My legs are grounded more. I'm able to turn around. No, I'm more grounded. Like, for example, I don't know the name, I forgot. The Russian martial art. What is the Russian self-defense? It's like we have cross system, like system,
yeah,
for example.
yeah.
I would keep myself grounded more and relax. Once they attack, I would counter more. I'm able to block more. I'm not trying to fight. I am not taught how to attack like a boxer. I'm taught how to tank.
Yeah, those Sistema punches, they are massively relaxed, and if they hit you, they're going to hurt bad. BH,
Yeah.
Coming from the background of what you're learning so far, these guys, they're green shirts. So these are the best in this school, the full green shirts. You got white shirts, then the shirts that have white with green or intermediate. These are the best guys. Are you confident if you went up against these guys?
Yes, because I agree with all of the things you guys have said so far. And their footwork is trash, like you said, William. And yes, I am highly confident that I would win. Even though I consider myself a novice, I do think I could win because of how they do their footwork and everything else.
Yeah, I just see them kicking and hitting. So if you take something like the concept of Michael's rooting, and they kick somebody who's rooted with how their balance is, they're going to knock themselves backwards. And that's always the case. You get the longer weapons making contact, and it's like recoil from firing a gun. They fire that round, the recoil then goes back into them, and especially if you do Wing Chun, you felt the sensitivity, and then you go in. We welcome what comes, we escort what leaves. So that's the part we escort what leaves, and then you just thrust forward when the space is free. So all that stuff applies there. I just don't like this. I don't think it's Wing Chun. I think it's shapes like anything else from another martial art, and we call it, Wing Chun. And I don't like this at all. I don't.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, let's be positive for a second, which is fucking ridiculous for me. William, what are the positive things you see? Somebody stuck in this school. They spent 20 years doing this. They got their green shirt. What do you like out of this?
Well, they're trying. They're at least trying to engage. They're trying to pressure test. They're trying to see if it works. This reminds me of that Kempo school that I was at for a little bit. That all their senior ranks and instructors fought something like this. And when they found out I came from a Kyokushin background, they all wanted to prove it to me. And I was a bit younger in those days, in better shape, but it wasn't pretty for them. And some of them were smart enough to say, hey, teach me how to do this. So I did. I started teaching a fighting class once a week. And then another guy came in from a Kyokushin offshoot out of Switzerland. And then we were teaching the class. But, you live and learn. You got what you got. You got to be able to realize what's good and what's bad about it. And when you see something that's better than it, you gotta try and figure that out. Get outside your box.
Yeah, very hard to do for martial artists.
It is,
myself included. Michael, what are some positive things that you see in this that you like?
Um, I I would spar. I would spar in mixed martial arts way, not like this. If I'm going to spar, it's going to be mixed martial arts, not something more. Harder training, more training. I think that will really teach you how to fight.
Do you think this has any benefit to?
Yes, it does have benefit. That is a good start. I think they could do more.
Do we think, Michael? Do we think that the world is lately, especially in this, is too much art and not enough martial? Are we missing that component?
I, I think we are missing going out the comfort zone. People don't know how to go out of the comfort zone. They don't know what real fighting is unless they get into a real fight. That's when they learn nobody has been, most people have not been into a real fight on the street. That's the main problem. I have been in a fight on the street. I've been attacked by 5 guys. They just could not knock me out. They've been, I live in a crime-ridden city. I was walking alone at night. That's when I realized I can turn punches, but I just can't catch them.
That's very. Blah, BH, you got Wing Chun. What do you see in this that could be beneficial,
Positive.
right?
I think it could be beneficial for getting like as an exercise, like to get fit and everything. Because I do use a couple of their videos, especially their high interval intensity training to in my get fit workout. Like I do use that series that they made, in my trying to get my cardio up. That's what I use it for, and I think that could be one of the benefits of this school is to get more fit and to get your cardio better.
Yeah, in an open space like this, these guys would have me because my cardio is for dog shit. And that they'd come in, they'd tap, they'd get out. They'd come in, they'd tap, get out. They have the luxury of like right where the the cabinets are. Let me get you that close, then all of a sudden there's going to be a chance where I'm able to just jam you into a wall or those things. I think for the beneficial sake for training, this type of training is awesome for Wing Chun guys to realize, oh, I'm really not in any danger when somebody winds up attacking me like this, because they are even when they punch, they're extending beyond what they're rooted, like Michael was saying, their center of gravity and their stance. They're violating their power and they have no recovery. Once they hit, they only have one hit. Then they have to reset by moving their whole body out of position to order to throw another punch or an elbow or a kick. Like Michael was saying, what we want is, if Wing Chun, you're able to hit, reset, hit again. We call it while you're in the neighborhood, in when you're always in a rooted position. And the only time a root really moves is when your opponent moves. If they move back, you don't let them get that space. So I think this type of training is great. So like, look how overextended his punch is. Doesn't mean that's not going to happen for Wing Chun's sake in itself. But I think if I had somebody who has been training with me for a year, I would have somebody like this train him and say, you didn't die. You were able to, it's like, oh, I was inside their reach the entire time. Yeah. Once you make that contact, you don't need your eyes anymore. You're going to get a flurry of punches. And as long as you have contact, you're going to be smothered in it. So let's go around the table. William, couple last thoughts on this.
No, I pretty much covered it. I agree with what you said. That's one of my points there. The power's not in your arm, and comes from your stance.
One of the bigger problems is Talo guys that keep the distance. Talo guys that know how to keep the distance. I'm not a Talo guy.
William, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and then again, the footwork, the basic principles of 70-30. the side you're striking with, you got 70% of your weight on.
Yeah.
So you got 30. That's why you square off a little bit when you come in, and you don't find in these big giant stances, especially if you're actually going to go in and do a lot of contact. You need to be able to rotate your body, move it around, move your feet easily. And that's just not happening here in any way.
Michael, what are your final thoughts on this?
I think it's okay. When I do kickboxing, we become more intense, more intense. When I do MMA, we actually more intense. We try to throw real punches, but not to knock them out. I think it's good. It's a good start. Good start.
All right, BH, final thoughts.
I think this is good for like if you're doing like a drill scenario where you're trying to drill like a drill into someone's head, and if you want to want them to really experience what that might be like in like a scenario, then I think it would be great for like a drill, drilling sake. Like, yeah.
I think it's Billy Blank's Thai Bo, and I think if these guys met even an amateur Thai boxer, they would have the dog piss beat out of them. And so I'm not, I
agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's our evaluation of that. This is what I wanted for a hangout, for a great martial arts training hall. I want a round. You can't get this on the forum.
You can't, no,
and it's like everyone's like, you're wrong. It's like, shut the fuck up, and you give your opinion.
Yeah.
I like when we have the good, the bad, the ugly, all this shit, and this is the direction I really want this to go. Guys, I want to close this out. Give some. What are your, like? I want to hear about. I know we kind of cover this to a degree. If there's one thing that you want your personal martial arts journey to start going into, what would that be? BH, what do you want your martial arts to start becoming?
Ooh, I think I should do it for more like, I want to use Wing Chun in the ring eventually. Just to prove that it can work against other like styles and competitions and stuff. And there is this one guy that I know of who is currently doing that. Thing is, he's 42 when doing it. So I'm sitting here like, 42-year-old can do it. Someone younger like me, I could probably do it eventually, but I'm not at that level yet, but I hope that I get there one day.
God, I hope that bug never bites me. I have this desire. Like I wrestled, coached wrestling over the winter, and I'm like, I can do. No, I can't. No, I can't.
No, because the fighter I'm talking about, he's 42 years old and still in the ring. So I'm just sitting here like, bro.
Mentally, I could do it. I'd take one hit, and my body's gonna go. No, you're done.
No, he's 42 and still in the ring. I'm just sitting here like, I only found out due to the Fight Commentary Breakdowns YouTube channel. I only found him because of that, and I'm sitting here like, because Fight Commentary Breakdowns does, he commentates some of the fights, like showing them. And one day I would like to know your thoughts on him, because he's in the ring, he's fighting Thai guys, and
Dude, I have mad respect for that. Victory goes to he who enters the ring. That's the one that I've been in the ring. I did like 3 Super Cop boxing tournaments, and I wasn't even a boxer. I've wrestled, and it's like, no, dude, I'm done with that shit. But there's a lot of
he's under the Wang Sheng Lung.
Wang Sheng Lung. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, I'd be very interested to see stuff.
His teachers Jerry Young.
Don't know him. No.
No, he was one of Wang Sheng Lung's private students. Yeah. I do think he's really good. If you want, I could do the playlist, send the playlist in the chat.
That's fine. That'd be great.
Yeah. He beat an MMA guy in his most recent video in this playlist 1 month ago.
Very cool.
I see respect that he's 42 and doing all this. Keep in mind, he doesn't just do Wing Chun, so you won't just see that. He also does Xing Yi Muhe. I don't know how to say it. Xing.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, okay. It's another Chinese martial art. So you'll see some of that in there too. But hey, respect. He's kung fu guy. You know, he's 42, putting his words where his mouth is.
That's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. Michael, what do you want to? What direction you headed with your martial arts? I know you're going to I would say the
Right now, I have strongman equipment. I have equipment trying to build my forearms with strongman. I have a horseshoe bundle. I want to buy horseshoes. I also bought 10,000 pounds so I can rip them apart to build on grip thrust. And I realized this is better than my martial arts training. It's a lot better, it's just different. That's what I want to do right now.
Are you planning on doing any education or talking about, like, when you start to dive into the academia part of the discovering? Are you planning on teaching that or talking about that?
I'm just learning from you. I enjoy your knowledge. You teach a lot of valuable knowledge in martial arts, and that doesn't apply to Wing Chun only. That's why I'm here. I also enjoy your knowledge. It's the main reason.
Good to know. We had somebody trying to enter the chat, but we're finishing up, so sorry about that. William, talk about the direction you're going.
Well, right now it's more about the school and the art than anything. I'm tasked with growing it in the Southwest and on the West Coast, and have some events coming up there. And yeah, it's just getting out there, showing it to people, bringing the interest back in it, and seeing if we can build a circuit out here actually for the larger tournaments.
Use what we're doing for this. That's kind of the point too, is I want to grow a community that when you guys have something going, you come on and plug the shit out of it. So, I mean, if you go ahead, if you want, tell people how can they find you and support you, anything. And if Michael and BH, you guys got anything you want to plug, please.
Yeah, we're Kaizen Con in Tucson, Arizona. I'll, let me see if I got it here. I'll put a flyer for the seminar in the chat. If I can find it. It's on the phone.
Dominic, do you need help with anything? Do you need volunteer?
What do I need? I need, I need to, what do I call it? To diversify.
So I'm asking, what do you like? I mean, I am happy to volunteer for the community if you would like to.
Oh, as time goes on, when this grows, I'm going to definitely need help with these meetings and have moderators and, you know, have people who can help too, because this is going to be a big undertaking. I anticipate, you know, in a few months, people are going to see this. They're going to want to be a part of this. The whole purpose is to build a community. So I'm definitely going to, and there are going to be times, where I'm not going to be around and I want other people to run the meetings. So yeah, so there's a future coming out of this. So yeah, I appreciate that.
I'll go ahead and I guess I'll plug myself. So you can find my YouTube channel, the Bloody Hippos YouTube channel, and just like a week or two ago, I started a new series. Keep in mind, it's not like face to face. You won't see me on camera. I just do voiceover. You know, it's a series called Unheard of Martial Arts, and the first episode is about an art called Silambam from India. It's an art that uses a bamboo staff to fight, and you know, among other weapons, like they use that to you know, train and fight and stuff. And I think it's really interesting. Yeah, it's my plug.
I appreciate that, guys. This is the first
I'll
of many.
Put my
go ahead.
Channel in the chat, so you know, I'll put the video in the chat. The video I'm talking about.
I'll take a look at that, and then maybe I'll even do a review on that one. Let me see this one. I gotta find out how to do this. Can I do this?
Yeah, the playlist I sent you is the Wing Chun dude. You know, don't mind the commentary. You know, it's not the best, but there's really no other channel where I can find the full fights like that. So
look, we just sent two is Silambam is powerful. You see that? Oh, I see your channel. Okay, I'm gonna subscribe to that now. I am
Okay,
now a
yeah.
subscriber to the
Yeah.
Bloody Hippos channel. Is that your first video?
No, my first video in a while,
Okay.
but I had a hiatus for a bit because of high school and college. This
is good. No, we're gonna pause on this. I'm not gonna give a spoiler. I'm saving this.
And then the other link I sent is the Wing Chun dude I want you to go over.
All right. I want to say next
playlist,
time we get together, I want to evaluate what you've sent.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna save this one to the playlist too.
I do have some. There's 2 interviews in there from some guys, some people who did the art and the other video.
Okay. Yeah. I'm already subscribed to Fight Commentary Breakdowns. I'm already subscribed to him.
Yeah, because Chilala, he's the Wing Chun guy that I want you to break down. And
Didn't
see if
I
he's
already
any
do
good.
him?
Did you?
Is it XI?
Yeah, it's Q. No, it's not.
Hang on.
It's QILL. Yeah, I don't know if you have.
Let me see who he is. Oh, he's that's the guy who's fighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with his stuff. I saw some of his stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, everybody's been asking me to break them. I'll take a look at that. Yeah. That'll be content for next time. So that's good. Yeah, guys, I appreciate your time hanging out. Us old dudes, we gotta.
I really started watching you seriously, like constantly, when you made that video about inside fighting, the critique of Wing Chun debate video.
Yeah,
I really like that one. Yeah,
it was a good video.
Yeah.
The gentleman who did that, him and I had a falling out, but he did a great commentary. I have falling outs, everybody. Lenny Sly and I just started talking after 10 years of not talking at all, and all of a sudden we're talking like crazy. So I'm a stubborn piece of shit. But yeah, no, that was a great video that I did, or that he did. And I'm like, this guy's bringing up some great points, and it gave me. That's what started me getting a passion to come back into Wing Chun, because I was like, fucking for 5 years I hated it.
That's what started me watching you.
I appreciate that. Gents and ladies, if you're watching, appreciate this. This was awesome. This is the first of many. I'm looking forward to this series and having fun with you guys. For those who are watching, in order to be on this panel, you have to go to patreon.com, Izzo Wing Chun, become a member, and you can join and critique and all this stuff. And otherwise, just sit in the audience and have fun watching, because it was nice not having to do all the work for once. So I appreciate this.
Yeah, it was
guys,
nice talking to you, Izzo.
Have a great damn night, guys. I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you guys in the next meeting of this.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank
Great.
you.
Sorry I couldn't get the flyer.
Nice to
technical difficulties.
It was nice to see all you guys and talk, and for once have some good critiquing, unlike some of the other channels that I've seen.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
like
guys.
Thomas Marks,
Oh, God, we'll get to him next time. All right, good night, guys.
All right.